Is Radio 2, and this is where we say the biggest warm welcome to one of our favourite people on the planet, who is Gary Lightbody from Snow Patrol. This is your moment. This is it. This is happening now. How are you?
Thank you, Joe. How you doing? You all right?
I'm all right, yeah. How are you?
I'm good. I'm very good. It's always lovely to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you too. But the reason you're here is to play the new song, the first song from the new album.
Yes. Yes, is that happening right now?
It is going to happen right now because I'm sure people are on tenterhooks. They're waiting. The anticipation is huge.
Okay.
And they would love to hear it. What do we need to know before we listen to the song?
No,
Anything?
you don't need to know anything. It's called The Beginning, and it's by us.
Shall I play it?
Yes.
Love, if you're near, don't tell it like it is, 'cause I don't know how to hear or to learn. 'Cause I wanna be in love without being loved in return. But hold me close, 'cause I wanna feel your fire like signals on the coast. And let it rage like the end of everything in this epoch, in this age. There is only I don't wanna mess it up now. There is nothing for me in these past lives. There is only what I wasn't yet. And if I made a mess of everything, dear, by being scared of what you give me, I am sorry unequivocally. I just don't know how to love. Let me leave the part of me behind that only wants to grieve. And in this light, I can see you as you are, in your frailty and your might. There is only mess it up now. There is nothing for me in these past lives. There is only what I wasn't yet. And if I made a mess of everything, dear, by being scared of what you give me, I am sorry unequivocally. I just don't know how to love. There is only you and me in this life, and I don't wanna mess it up now. There is nothing for me in these past lives. There is only what I wasn't yet. And if I made a mess of everything, dear, by being scared of what you give me, I am sorry unequivocally. I just don't know how to love.
The Beginning, Snow Patrol. Gary, your baby is born. Congratulations. It's out there.
Thank you.
How did that feel?
It feels wonderful. And thank you, Joe. We're really, really happy you're the first person to play it. You've been with us for such a long time. You've been such a big part of our lives. Thank you. I say this every time I'm on the show.
No, not as happy as me to play it to everybody, so thank you. Tell us about the song. Tell us when it was written, where it comes from, what's going on in your head.
Well, I had written a few things that would end up on the album eventually, but Johnny and I kind of got together in April 2022 to start writing the record in earnest. We went to a lovely place in Somerset, just completely out of the way, and we started writing. I had a piece of paper, blank paper, terrifying.
Yep.
And a pen and guitars and pianos and stuff. And before, as we were sort of writing the first chords, I wrote the beginning at the top of the page, not knowing that what the song would be about. And I was thinking, once we've written the song, once I've written the lyrics, I'll change the title. But the beginning always felt like it was the right title to be. But that first day we wrote the beginning. Lyrics all came that day. Everything. The song was done by the end of the day. And then the second day we wrote another song that would end up on the record. And the third day we wrote another song that would end up on the record. So it was a good start. A very good start.
And the recording of this particular song, was it unique or special in any way?
Yeah, well, Johnny had done a beautiful, beautiful production, an early version, as we were calling them, that we then took to Fraser T. Smith, who did some extraordinary production on it as well. So, between Johnny and Fraser, the production on this record was, it was just unbelievable level. And yeah, working with Fraser was just a missing piece. The three of us kind of found him and we fell in love immediately.
Oh,
I think within the first 10 minutes of working with him, we were like, yeah.
It's a good relationship. It's a great relationship.
Yeah, he's a sweetheart.
You did the vocal in one take, is that right? For the beginning?
That Johnny said that I think that ended up with the biog.
Oh, I say that's not true.
So Johnny, and it is true. It's true, but yeah, it's there was plenty of songs on the record that took many takes. So yeah, no, it wasn't. It didn't become a feature of the record. It was more like an outlier.
Okay. Are the rest of the band listening right now? Would they be listening? Because I presume they want to hear it on the radio.
I'm not sure. Hello,
have you
Johnny.
got your phone?
Hello,
No,
Nathan.
Do you have your phone? Surely the people are messaging you now.
My phone isn't on.
Oh, I'm so intrigued
it's
to
on,
see.
but it's not on. But
okay. I'm really intrigued to see what messages are coming through. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to play it again because I think people will be like, oh, I think I quite like it first
You're
time.
You're going to play it again?
Yeah, well, it makes sense because, you need to hear something to know whether you really, really like it. So should we do that?
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Too right.
Love, if you're near, don't tell it like it is, 'cause I don't know how to hear or to learn. 'Cause I wanna be in love without being loved in return. But hold me close, 'cause I wanna feel your fire like signals on the coast. And let it rage like the end of everything in this epoch, in this age. There is only I don't wanna mess it up now. There is nothing for me in these past lives. There is only what I wasn't yet. And if I made a mess of everything, dear, by being scared of what you give me, I am sorry unequivocally. I just don't know how to love. Let me leave the part of me behind that only wants to grieve. And in this light, I can see you as you are, in your frailty and your might. There is only it up now. There is nothing for me in these past lives. There is only what I wasn't yet. And if I made a mess of everything, dear, by being scared of what you give me, I am sorry unequivocally. I just don't know how to love. There is only you and me in this life, and I don't wanna mess it up now. There is nothing for me in these past lives. There is only what I wasn't yet. And if I made a mess of everything, dear, by being scared of what you give me, I am sorry unequivocally. I just don't know how to love.
Some songs deserve to be played twice in a row on the radio, and that is one of them. Snow Patrol and The Beginning. Julian in Faversham, so glad for the second spin. The song is beautiful and is starting to sink in now. Melissa, wow, new Snow Patrol track is amazing. I'd only just stopped crying and you played it again. Love, love, love it. You're not the only one crying in the studio. Thank you for the double play. Kath, that's gorgeous. It has a Rufus Wainwright feel that I'm loving. And 064 on the text. Congratulations on your beautiful baby, Gary and co. I feel like I know this song already. That's how I feel. I love how you've put the word equivocally in. Very Gary and very brilliant. Love, love, love. I think I call it the unequivocally song. And
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
where did that come from?
I don't know. I mean, I had written the thing with this record is unlike any other record, I had written a whole bunch of things before we even started writing it. I'd written so much that, you know, I write a lot as it is, but I was like, this is for the record. Every time I was writing something, I was like, this is for the record. I know this is going to be useful for the record. I know it's going to make sense. And then the very first day on that, right in the beginning, you know, I'm terrible at remembering my own lyrics, but I've literally heard it twice now. I can't remember. But I want to be loved without being loved in return. That was a line that I'd written before, and that sparked the whole rest of the song. And then unequivocally, I think, was like just like a word that it was part of a sentence in somewhere, and I just sort of lifted it out and placed it in the song, and it seemed to work. And I like trying to find places for unusual words, but not at the expense of the meaning of the song.
Yeah. Only you can sing it like that. I mean, you just make it work. It's so flawless. I couldn't quite believe other people would trip over it, but not you. You managed to deliver it very well. It feels like a very, very sad and very raw song to me. Or is it a positive one?
Yeah, I think a lot of this record was looking back, you know. I haven't been in a relationship in a long time, and I was able to look back at sort of the way I saw it was love from the distance of time. I think the way I'd written this down as well, the analogy, I was like, love is the Empire State Building. And when we're in love, we can't describe the building. It's too difficult to describe. You're in awe. And you're also inside. When you're broken up, you're standing in the street on 34th Street and you're staring up at the building. You can see the building, but you no longer have access. And then from 10 years distance, which is the last time I was in a relationship, you're standing in Brooklyn looking across the East River at the New York skyline. So that's kind of this record.
Yeah. And the reason that you haven't been in a relationship for 10 years, is it still coming to terms with yourself?
Yeah. No, I didn't want to. I was trying to just figure out a lot of stuff for myself. I got sober and all the other things, and then I just really haven't opened myself back up to that yet. But
will you?
Maybe.
Hope so.
Maybe.
Should we play a good song? We asked you for a really great oldie.
Let's play it, yeah.
Okay, and you went for this, Minnie Riperton and Les Fleurs. Oh, it's just so exquisite. It's the choice of Gary Lightbody, who's here with me in the studio at the moment. Minnie Riperton and Les Fleurs, how beautiful.
Oh, my goodness. What a song.
Yeah,
extraordinary
so
song.
Moving. Alison from Evesham, gorgeous song, beginning such a wordsmith. Thank you, Snow Patrol, and thanks for playing it twice. Me again, flagging a little... Oh, this is right. This is a guy who messaged at the beginning of the show, and he was carving a woodpecker, I think it was. And he said that song came on twice, and oh my life, love it. And the drum line is amazing. Needs a top quality music system to do it justice. So good. Now you came in and you've played me the album before we did the show tonight, so I've had the chance to listen to the album. The drumming is very much at the forefront of a lot of songs on the album.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of extraordinary things on it. One of the great things I think about working with working the way we were working with just kind of the three of us for the most part was just sort of bearing witness to everybody. You know, Nathan played the most extraordinary guitars. They were just like bring you to tears sometimes with what he was doing. And Johnny plays every instrument under the sun, and he was just incredible. And I was sort of looking at these two absolute legends, just loving life, watching them play. So we, like you're not always in every moment of the studio all the time, but we were for this record. And with Fraser, the sort of four of us, me, Johnny, Nathan, and Fraser, and it was just such a beautiful, beautiful experience.
I mean, this feels to me like you've gone up a level on every different aspect of it. So your voice sounds extraordinary and very different on different songs throughout the album. And like you say, with the rest of the band playing as well. How are you feeling about it? Are you excited?
Very excited. Very excited. I mean,
it's a stupid question because obviously you're excited, but why?
I'm so happy about this record. I really am. It took us a long time. And we don't want to make it a habit. Taking, the last one was 7 years, this one's 6 years. We don't want to make that a habit, but it's just circumstances, the way things sort of worked. It took time more than the record itself. We started April 2022, and it's out now. So that technically 2 years.
Okay.
Not too long, but still not not light speed. We're just. I'm just so happy with the record. I love it. I can't wait to play it live. I can't wait to get out, and play it to people. I can't wait for people to hear it.
Yeah, because you're so proud and you're so confident about the songs that you've made.
Confidence isn't really my shop display mode, but I'm certainly happy.
Yeah, and it really matters, doesn't it? The older you get, the more you appreciate the position that you're in and what you have, and you care a little bit more, I think.
Yeah, no, I mean it really means a lot, especially I guess after it being such a long time. Coming back with this, it feels like we've sort of put our heart and soul and blood and sweat and tears into it. But that's what you got to do.
And is there a little voice in your head that just goes, "What if they don't like us anymore?"
Well, there's a voice in my head. I've said this on your show before. Like they said terrible things to me all the time. So I don't worry about what other people think of me. We're more worried about what I think of me.
That voice is still there.
Yeah, he's constant.
Will it never go?
No.
I suspect it won't. Right, Gary, stay there. Oh, I see, Gary, you've got your phone out now. What messages are coming through?
No, honestly, I'm not. I don't.
Surely the rest of the band are going, yeah, no, it sounds quite good. Quite happy with that. Maybe they're not listening. Maybe they don't listen.
I'm not sure. I know that they will listen if they're not listening live. And if they are listening live, I love you, brothers.
We asked you to choose a song for us, a new favourite, so someone that you really rate at the moment. And Maggie Rogers is someone we've been playing on the show. She did a session recently, and she's special, right?
It's really brilliant. I love that record. I especially. It was very difficult to choose between The Kill and this one, but I think if Now Was Then is probably pips The Kill just a little bit as my favourite song on the record.
If Now Was Then, that is Maggie Rogers here on Radio 2. Gary Lightbody is my guest on the show. Snow Patrol are back. They've got a brand new album out. It's called The Forest Is the Path. People are wanting to know exactly when it drops, when they get to see you live, all that kind of stuff. So the release date is the 13th of September.
13th of September. I was just about to look it up, but
okay.
You've got it.
I've got it in front of me, so I can say that confidently. 13th of September. Outstanding tracks on there. I mean, it's huge. It's really, the production, as you mentioned, Fraser has done such an amazing job on it. There's a song called These Lies, which floored me when we were listening to it. All, I think, is going to be a big song.
All is possibly the next single.
Everything's Here and Nothing's Lost.
Everything's Here and Nothing's Lost. Yeah, that's another possible single.
Okay, and the first chance people get to hear some of these songs, I presume, is when you actually play live.
We'll play a couple of them over the summer.
Yeah.
And
you must be so excited to get back again on the road with the new material.
Yes, we can't wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Okay. Comments coming through. Tell Gary from one banger boy to another. Absolutely brilliant. It's been worth the wait. Outstanding song. Ashley in Perth. Gary sounds great. The band is tight. The track is fabulous. Snow Patrol, simply the best band on the planet. New song, absolutely amazing. If Gary could be the lead singer of any band in history, who would he choose? This is Malcolm who would like to know that. That's a big question.
That is a big question, but I wouldn't want to ruin my favourite band by being the singer of it. But thank you for the question about Malcolm.
So you wouldn't take over?
No, I wouldn't take over any of the bands I love because I'd probably ruin them.
quite happy being in the band that you're
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
So what was happening when you were recording the album? What was the studio like? What was the entertainment like
Well,
around
I've
you?
just got a lovely message from Fraser there who says hello.
Hi, Fraser.
His studio is amazing. It's out in the countryside, and it's very idyllic and peaceful, and it's just you're just concentrating on the music, and there's no other distractions. There's a car might go past every week or two, it's very sweet and peaceful, and he has a beautiful studio there with everything in it. So you sort of go from the pastoral into the very modern as soon as you walk through the doors of the studio. It's a very strange kind of juxtaposition. But yeah, he has everything out there, so you get the fresh air and the good tech.
And at the end of the day, when you were winding down, what did you do? What did you get up to?
I think we didn't work. Well, I say we didn't work. I didn't work to maybe past 7 or 8. Johnny McDade is another story because Johnny will work 18-hour days because the man is built from different stuff than I'm built from. But yeah, Nathan would work longer than I would work as well. I'm really the lollygagger of the whole affair. the lead singer swanning in to sing and play guitar. But no,
was it residential? Did you all stay overnight?
No, we didn't stay. We didn't stay with Fraser. We were in in a hotel. But But yeah, no, we kind of tried to keep it tight. As in, we come in a certain time, we'd all leave at a certain time, so that we were all there together for 99% of it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like we didn't really feel like this sort of separation in it. It just felt glued all the time.
And are you able to listen to other music when you're making an album, or do you consciously stop yourself because you're focusing on your music? Was there anything that influenced this record?
There probably is subconsciously, but we weren't really listening. We have in previous albums sort of taken an ear break by listening to other music. It's not really an ear break then, is it? But this one, no, we were kind of just making our own the whole time. I never really thought about it till now, but that we weren't really listening to much there. I was maybe listening to stuff on the way back home to the hotel on my headphones, bits and pieces of things, but also probably mixes from that day, as well.
Yeah, of course. But it's important just to critique your own work and to make tweaks and things.
Yeah.
Right, we're going to play. We have, but we do a thing called Vinyl Revival, so we go back to old albums, and we're doing Doolittle all this week by Pixies. Can I make you work? Would you mind getting up from where you're sitting right now, and pressing a button for me? Because the way the studio is working at the moment is that I can't press a button and do the fader and talk all at the same time. So if you go to the bit of vinyl over there, and then we can talk about Pixies after we play this. So when I say go, you press the button. So we're going to play tonight Monkey Gone to Heaven. Press. Still got it, DJ Gary Lightbody.
Yes.
That was Pixies and Monkey Gone to Heaven, of course, from the album Doolittle, which we're playing all this week. Are you a long-time fan of Pixies?
Yeah, I love the Pixies.
Yeah. Did you see them? Are you too young?
No, I didn't. I was sort of introduced to them a bit later, Nirvana first, and then through Nirvana, Kurt pretty much just talked about his favourite bands, and then we all latched on. I mean, there was people that were on the Pixies longer than before I was. But.
Yeah. Right, more reactions coming through. Snow Patrol having their new song. Right, someone's just commenting that we played it, that it was 100% justified to play it twice. And then this is Devon Portion on Twitter. Although slightly disappointed, it includes a word that I just can't pronounce, no matter how many times I try it, let alone attempting to sing it. Now, it strikes me now when you sing the beginning, when you're doing your live gigs, you'll have lots of people just desperately trying to say unequivocally, and everyone will mess it up, and it'll be hilarious.
It'll become a feature of the show. I had a few messages there. I think you summoned them, Joe.
Good.
And for one from our manager, who just said, let me just get it right. One of our managers, Paul and Ryan are our managers. Ryan said, "Hey, good record, Ryan and Clapham." Cheers, Ryan. Thanks for that. Always good to
nice to get your feedback.
Going.
Yeah, great. Thank you. Okay, and the gigs that you are doing, just to let people know, so it's February next year, I think, is when the shows take place. That's a long time to wait.
Yes.
But there are festivals this summer?
Yes, festivals this summer.
Okay.
And some of our own shows.
Yeah, okay. So Limerick and Matlock and Stockton-on-Tees, the Hardwick Festival and Victorious Festival in Portsmouth. So there are lots of chances to come and see you when you're playing live. We asked you to choose a new artist, so someone or a gig that you saw recently.
So I hope this is okay, but I chose a record that's coming out on our little label.
Okay, it's fine by me.
And it's an artist that I have loved for such a long time, and he's an extraordinary singer, one of the most gorgeous voices in Northern Ireland, as far as I'm concerned. A guy called David C. Clements, and he has a new album coming out called The Garden, which is coming out later in the year. But this song is called Contrast, and it was actually co-written with him and Mr. Ian Archer, who's a long-time Snow Patrol collaborator and awesome man and one of our family.
So when you go and see David C. Clements live, what's he like? Why is he so special?
His voice is out of this world. It really is otherworldly. Truly extraordinary. He's been around this sort of Northern Irish scene for a long time, and I really love people further afield around the world to hear this marvelous voice and this extraordinary words.
That's what we're going to do now. So this is
Thank you, Joe.
David C. Clements, and this is Contrast. That is David C. Clements on Radio 2, and that was Contrast. Beautiful, really lovely.
I say thank you. It's nothing to do with me, but it's
everything to do with you. But you were just commenting on the cello.
Yes, it's a lead cello solo. It's not like with distortion. It's not something you hear very often.
Not every day, no. For sure. When people do hear the album, I know it's a long way off, so I don't want to frustrate people. But what do you want people to get from it? What is the thing that you're most passionate about with the record? The overarch of the album.
I'm not. Well, lyrically, it's about time, I guess. It's sort of how time feels like it's sometimes all happening at once. Everything's happening at once, and some days nothing's happening at all. And the moments that feel like they stretch out forever, and the ones that feel like they happen too fast. And sometimes we feel like we're reliving the same moment over and over again. Somebody that has OCD, I understand that very clearly, because I'm generally reliving the same moment. Something I've said, I'm like, oh my God. But, so all these things that the way time doesn't really seem to behave, the mischievousness of time.
You can't control it.
You can't control it. It feels linear, but it doesn't. But it doesn't feel linear. We're told it's linear. And it doesn't really behave that way most of the time, because, we've all started the clock wishing that it would go faster, and we've all hoped beyond hope that it wouldn't go so darn quickly.
Yeah, that it would just slow down. And for someone, because we talked about this in the past, about the struggles that you've had when life is just going on and you're trying to deal with everything that's going on around you. When you have an album coming out, how is that for you? Does it make the struggle less, or does it intensify?
I feel fantastic right now.
I'm so happy to hear that.
Yeah, I feel really, really good.
That's amazing.
I sort of, I not that I made myself. It sounds terrible to sort of just be a bit more social, and I think that's really helped. And since we made the album, and I really, really love. I just love Nathan and Johnny and being in their company so much. And Fraser is such a doll. He really is a sweetheart. So coming out the back of the record, normally I feel broken, and I kind of didn't feel that way this time. Sort of feel like renewed, rejuvenated. There's days when it all goes to pot, but they're counterbalanced by days where it isn't.
Enormous positivity. That's just the greatest thing that you could possibly say about a record, really.
Yeah. I feel the music has really helped, and if I could hope for anything, if it helped one person have a better day, or as many as possible, but even just one person have a better day, that would make me feel good, very good.
We asked you for a song by a hero of yours, and you've gone for a track by Stevie Wonder. Tell me about this song.
Well, it's Tuesday Heartbreak, but it could have been a million songs, 1,000 songs at least. It's from Talking Book, obviously, but I always sort of go between Innervisions and Talking Book. What my favorite sort of Stevie record is, with so many, and for me, if the 60s belonged to the Beatles, then the 70s belonged to Stevie Wonder. I don't think anybody released as many classic records in every year almost, I think Tuesday Heartbreak is as good a song as he's written, but there's so many that you could pick.
This is one that we haven't played, or we don't play on the show, so I'm really pleased.
Right,
that you
okay,
played.
good.
So this is good. Stevie Wonder, and this is Tuesday Heartbreak. So many messages coming through. This is Rachel laughing at Joe saying how other people will trip over the word unequivocally. And I went and said equivocally in my text, which you read out to Gary. Thank you. Sorry, Gary, I'll get it right when I sing along. I promise.
No worries.
0468 on the text, just heard the beginning. Absolutely love this. Many more plays ahead while we wait for the album. Good to have you back. Loving the new song, Gary, and I can't wait to listen to the new album. Been a huge fan since the very beginning. Seen you multiple times over the years, and I can't wait to see you again when you tour this album. The children's bedtime routine has gone straight out the window tonight, so I can listen to you live. If you could give a huge shout out to Mel and Isaac and Otis and Esme in Oxford, it would really make our night.
Mel and Isaac and Esme and Otis.
Oh my God, you're good.
Oxford.
Yeah.
Hi there.
That was amazing. Anna from Whaley Bridge. Can you ask Gary if he'll be performing his new album live on Instagram for his Fireside Sessions fans from lockdown?
Yeah, closer to the record, I think I'll probably do an Instagram live. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, you'd do that.
Yeah.
Outside of making music, the swimming is still happening because we've talked about that.
Swimming's still happening. Yeah, we've got a Saturday swim club every Saturday. My friends of mine, and we get together and do that. And then I swim every day anyway. Yeah.
You do. What stroke do you do? Can't remember.
Oh well, I mean, I say swim. I stand in the cold water. That's it's the cold that I'm in there for.
Okay, it's cold water therapy.
Yeah.
That's what. Did you do it all through the winter?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You wetsuit or
No.
proper
Just,
hardcore?
well, I don't know about hardcore, but
genuinely.
Teeth chattering probably, but yeah.
This is the sea in Bangor.
This is the sea. This is Belfast Lock. Yeah.
You are definitely hardcore. We do something called Up Close and Personal. So what was your first job? Can't remember whether we'd done
My
this
first
before,
job would have been working at the Viscount Bar in Bangor as clearing glasses off tables and stuff. And then I became a barman when I was old enough. So that bar's not there anymore. Not my fault, but I wasn't like such a bad barman.
Who's your hero? Do you have a hero?
Who's my ultimate hero?
Yeah.
Seamus Heaney, Kurt Cobain, Aretha Franklin. There's three.
What's the coolest feature in your home or something special that you cherish within your home? It could be an artifact, it could be a picture, it could be a pen, it could be a photo.
Yeah, I think that there's a picture of me and my sister and my niece that I love, and there's a picture of my mum and my dad together, and they're both laughing, and it's very sweet.
What's the best award that you've ever won? Not necessarily music, could be anything. I don't know. Did you excel at anything at school?
Not really.
Sports day.
What did I win? I won a poetry prize.
There you go. Of course you did.
Yeah, that's about it.
Okay, I was going to ask what your fitness routine is. Anything else outside of swimming?
I do hot yoga and I do go to the gym as much as I can, but yeah,
that's pretty good.
much,
Hot yoga, gym, swim, and run. Yeah, all that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, run.
No run.
Not really run, but you know.
Favorite dessert?
Oh, come on now. I'm
going to have to press you.
Okay,
I'm going to have to press
sorry.
you.
We're going to have to
No,
take your first answer.
Everyone takes this so seriously.
Banoffee.
He's a Banoffee man. Of course he is. I'm just going to say, but I mean, so many people have been messaging in saying how much they love the song, and a couple of people saying they missed it and a bit cross. So I think by popular demand, should we do it 3 times?
You
in
can't
one
be
show?
Serious, Joe. Come on now. It will be surely there's some law against that.
If you're near, don't tell it like it is, 'cause I don't know how to hear or to learn, 'cause I wanna be in love without being loved in return. But hold me close, 'cause I wanna feel your fire like signals on the coast, and let it rage like the end of everything in this epoch, in this age. There is only you and me in this life, and I don't wanna mess it up now. There is nothing for me in these past lives. There is only what I wasn't yet. And if I made a mess of everything, dear, by being scared of what you give me, behind that only wants to grieve. And in this light, I can see you as you are, in your frailty and your might. There is only you and me in this life, and I don't wanna mess it up now. There is nothing for me in these past lives. There is only what I wasn't yet. And if I made a mess of everything, dear, by being scared of what you give me, I am sorry unequivocally. I just don't know how to love. There is only you and me in this life, and I don't wanna mess it up now. There is nothing for me in these past lives. There is only what I wasn't yet. And if I made a mess of everything, dear, by being scared of what you give me, I am sorry unequivocally. I just don't know how to love.
I mean, when you love something, you just can't get sick of it, can you? You just want to hear it over again. So that is what we're doing. That's the new one from Snow Patrol. It's called The Beginning. It began our hour and it ends our hour as well. It's so nice to see you in such a good frame of mind and so excited about the album. And I am as well, for people to hear
Thank you, Joe. Thank you so much. I was not expecting to play it 3 times. My goodness.
Well, like I said, it made sense. The album comes out on the 13th of September, so there's a way to wait. But it's called The Forest is the Path, and the new single is out now there for you, and it's called The Beginning. What are you doing tonight after this?
Going to go for a walk, I think.
And decompress and read all the messages that have come through for you. Thank you for being on the show tonight. It's been nice to see you.
Thank you. Thank you for everybody that sent messages in, and thank you for listening to it. And thank you so much, Joe.